If you want to heal your digestion, reduce bloating, improve your brain health, improve your mood, decrease anxiety, let me introduce you to your new favorite morning drink. Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Lauren. I am talking all things plant-based, holistic health and wellness. I have a bachelor's degree in nutrition and 6 years of living plant-based under my belt. And today we are talking about a very special drink, celery juice. I'm gonna be going over what celery juice is, what it does in our bodies, how to actually drink it. I'm gonna talk more about my experience with drinking it and when I was actually juicing it with other fruits and vegetables, and then switching to juicing it on its own and what the major differences were. I'm gonna go over the benefits of it. I'm gonna go over some possible side effects that you can experience when drinking it. I'm gonna talk about how to actually juice it, and you can actually make it in a blender if you don't have a juicer, so we'll talk about that too. And then some tips and tricks for drinking it, and I'll be answering a few frequently asked celery juice questions. You might have heard about celery juice. You might have heard celebrities drink celery juice, influencers drink celery juice. You might have seen it in juice shops. I'm always posting about it on Instagram. It is all over the place. In the last few years, it kind of exploded with popularity, but there is good reason for that popularity. Just a quick overview, some of the benefits that celery juice is said to have is relieving allergies, improving brain health, boosting our mood and decreasing anxiety, restoring our gut health and helping us with digestion, less joint pain, less bloating, and even reduced acne from a daily celery juice drink. So with all kinds of possible benefits like this, why not try it? When I got my first juicer about 6 years ago, I was juicing celery back then, but I wasn't juicing it by itself. I would throw it in with other fruit juices, sometimes with apples and oranges and ginger, and make these, morning fruit veggie drink. And it was delicious. I love drinking celery juice that way. One of my favorite juices at that time was this salty, sweet pineapple celery juice, and I will link the recipe for that below, but I would drink that really frequently, but I was never really just juicing celery by itself. Until the past few years, I started trying and experimenting with drinking celery juice on its own. So the first time that I tried this, I was kind of taken back by the flavor. It's a really different flavor. It pretty much, if you can imagine, just drinking straight celery. That is what it tastes like. The nice thing about juicing it or blending it and then straining out the pulp is it is a really thin drink, so it is pretty easy to drink it quickly. It's not like you're drinking a celery juice smoothie, but the flavor is different at first. So when I first started, I didn't love the flavor, but I kept with it and I would try it. I wasn't doing a strict every single morning daily routine, but I noticed on the mornings when I would actually drink it, I started to kind of get addicted to how it made me feel after drinking it. So much energy, very clear, and just even if I felt foggy or something that morning, or sometimes I felt like I would have a headache on some days, and I swear drinking celery juice, it kind of felt like it would clear those things up. It would clear the fog, it would clear head pain, and I just kind of fell in love with how it made me feel. So that is really how I started my celery juice routine, and still to this day, I am drinking celery juice on its own. My daily routine with celery kind of varies. When I have time, I love making celery first thing in the morning and drinking it right after it's juiced. This isn't always possible though, and if I know I have a busy week and I'm not gonna have time to make it in the morning, I would much rather make it the night before, store it in a glass airtight container, and have it in the morning rather than just thinking about juicing in the morning but not having any time and then not having it for a couple weeks. Figure out what you can do and what works for you, and to set yourself up for success, if you have to make it at night, make it at night and just store it in a container until the next morning. So my morning routine with celery juice, usually I will get up and I have some sort of water with maybe a lemon squeezed in it, and I will do my Pilates and yoga thing and meditation thing, and then that's usually right after that is when I love to have the celery juice. And then I'll kind of just allow that to process, and I'll wait about 15 minutes to a half an hour before I have anything else. So I think my favorite benefit that I've noticed after drinking celery juice is the calming, blissful effect it has on me. I've noticed that after I drink it, I kind of feel more zenned out, I feel more energetic, and just kind of feel that internal sense of like calm, almost like when you're done a yoga class or you're done a meditation. It really helps with your anxiety and emotion, and just I feel energetic and ready to take on the day. And how freaking cool is that, to start your day in a way where you feel energetic, happy, calm, and ready to take on whatever you're going to encounter in your day. So that's my favorite benefit of it. Celery juice is made up of a lot of amazing things. It has vitamin A, vitamin K, vitamin C, magnesium, phosphorus, sodium, electrolytes, and water. So celery juice has powerful anti-inflammatory properties, so it can help calm inflammation in the body. It's loaded with antioxidants that can help to fight free radical damage in our body. And the more free radicals we have, the more inflammation we're going to experience in the body. And I actually talked about free radicals in this video. I go into what free radicals are and the stressors that we experience in our life and how they contribute to that. The antioxidant properties in celery juice can actually help to calm inflammation in their body from fighting free radicals. This is why celery juice has been linked to helping people with autoimmune conditions and mystery illnesses, because these antioxidant properties can help to fight off free radicals and calm inflammation in the body. Whenever there is some sort of illness or sickness, usually inflammation is going to be present in the body, and inflammation can really wreak a lot of havoc on our body and on our systems and on our overall well-being. So to have a morning drink that can actually fight that and calm inflammation in the body, that's a beautiful gift to give ourselves. Celery juice may also help to fight infection. It has antimicrobial and antibacterial properties, and these properties can actually help to prohibit bacterial growth and boost our immune system. So it can also help to prevent liver disease. Celery juice helps to flush out toxins from our body, which helps to promote a healthy liver. Our livers work really hard. They're like our filtration system for our bodies. So if we're adding toxins with the lifestyle choices we make, or what we're consuming, what we're drinking, that's a lot of toxins in our body that our livers are working hard to filter out. Celery juice helps to flush toxins from our body. Celery has these mineral salts that help our bodies to perform optimally. They keep our kidneys and our adrenals functioning, and they help to raise our gut's hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is critical to our bodies for digestion and keeping our stomachs alkaline. When you eat something and it travels in our bodies to be digested, that's where hydrochloric acid steps in. If our hydrochloric acid levels are insufficient, we're going to have problems with that digestive process. Our body's going to be using more resources to digest, and that's going to make us feel tired. Celery juice can also help with our brain function. These mineral salts can help to keep our heart pumping and help transmit information in our brain, which is why some natural healers say that celery juice is almost like a battery charger for our brain. It could also be the reason when I drink celery juice, I feel more awake and ready to take on the day. Celery juice can also be really beneficial for our emotions. I mentioned before about having digestive issues and linking that to a zap in energy, which a zap in energy can also leave us more prone to anxiety and depression. So when we have awesome digestion, which celery juice can help with, that means we'll feel happier, we'll feel more zenned out, we'll feel blissful, because when you have proper digestion, it just helps you feel better overall. I've noticed my favorite part of celery juice is that feeling I get when I am done drinking it. I do feel calmer, I feel happier, and I feel lighter. Okay, so let's talk possible celery juice side effects. If you have any sort of health condition where you think this daily celery juice habit might interfere with that, talk to your healthcare person about it. The two side effects I've mainly noticed are a little bit of a dancing stomach after drinking it. This has a lot of effects on our digestion, so you might notice a little flutter in your stomach. And the other side effect is a possible kind of laxative effect. Neither of these side effects I think are really detrimental. The laxative effect happens, I think, more so the first time you try this, but I do notice when I drink it, it has a little bit of a diuretic effect, but I think that helps with overall digestion. It helps with lightness. It helps to improve your mood, I think. So those are the two things I noticed. So other than that, I think the side effects are all pretty positive. Okay, so let's talk about how to actually make celery juice. And And you can actually make celery juice if you don't have a juicer. You can try it with a blender. So I'm gonna talk about how to make it with a juicer and then how to make it with a blender. First things first, you have to prepare your celery. So when you have your stalk of celery, you're gonna wanna cut the bottom part off right about here. And I always leave the leaves on. If they look good, I leave the leaves on. There's a bunch of nutrients in here for us, and you run them right through the juicer. I'll look around and see if there's any kind of leaves going bad or dark brown spots, and I'll just cut that off. But for the most part, leave those leaves on, and then you're gonna wanna separate the stalks from each other and wash these really well. You can also get a big bowl of water and add a bunch of just white vinegar. That helps to remove any sort of residue or dirt on the celery. So if you have a juicer, I'm gonna show you right now what it looks like to juice celery. Juicer. If you have a blender, you can also make the celery juice. You would prepare the celery in the same way, cutting off the bottom and washing this really well, and then just chop your celery into a couple inch pieces, add it to your blender, and then run the blender. And you're gonna have like this green sludgy mixture almost. It's gonna be really thick. So you have to strain that mixture because you're looking for the juice. You wanna get rid of any of the fiber and you just want the juice. So either a fine mesh strainer. This is gonna take a while. I've done this before, it works, but it takes a long time. You can get a nut milk bag for usually under 10 bucks, whether that is online on Amazon. I'll link one below. The nut milk bag helps to actually strain things in a much easier way than a fine mesh strainer. So you can do it either way. But if you don't have a juicer, the blender works as well. You just wanna make sure you strain that mix. So I also wanna mention Anthony Williams, also known as Medical Medium on Instagram. I'm gonna link up his Instagram and website below. He has a book that is all about healing your liver, and that is where I started reading about his celery juice protocol. He recommends having 16 ounces in the morning on an empty stomach, and then not having anything for at least 15 minutes after, and then following that up with fresh fruit. So that is actually what I do in the mornings when I have celery juice. I drink this on its own solo, and then I have my first meal of fresh fruit about 15 minutes to half an hour after having the celery juice. This eases digestion, and fruit is processed really quickly by our body. Obviously, celery juice is processed the fastest, so we want to give that an opportunity to be processed and digested on its own. And then following it up with something like fruit, which is digested really well, is another really easy thing for the stomach to process and absorb nutrients. Let's talk celery juice tips. The first tip is really to drink it solo so you can absorb its max potency. Secondly, and this is I think the most important tip, is to buy organic when possible. You want the cleanest possible celery that you can get, and you don't want any pesticides or chemicals sprayed on this. I'm gonna link a blog post below that explains why organic is important versus conventional. The third tip is about when you're actually making it. Optimally, you wanna make this and then drink it right away, but if that's not possible, I recommend making it the night before and storing it overnight in the fridge in a glass mason jar, which I will link the mason jars I use below. My last tip is to think about this celery juice really as a healer for your body rather than just a juice. The quickest way to finding optimal health for our bodies is really to try things and then be aware of how they make us feel. So that is what I suggest with celery. Try it for a week, drink it in the mornings, think about it as a healing tool for your body, and then be really aware of how you feel after you drink it. Okay, last but not least, we're gonna talk about some celery juice frequently asked questions. I think the number one thing that I am asked about celery juice is about the taste. Does it taste like celery? Is it gross? Is it hard to drink? My answer is yes, it tastes like celery, but no, it is not hard to drink, and no, it is not gross. The first time you drink it, it's gonna be a little shocking. It's gonna it kind of like hits your system and like wakes your body right up. But after the first time you drink it, you kind of really get used to the taste, and then I actually start craving the taste of it. So have an open mind when you're trying this. Know that it is gonna taste savory. It's not gonna taste like you know, apple juice or something, it's gonna be savory and a little salty, but just give it a try. And if the taste is too much for you the first time you drink it, you can try making it with fruit. The pineapple celery juice that I'm linking below is such a good introduction to drinking celery juice. It's this salty, sweet drink. And the more you make this, the more you can actually decrease the pineapple in it, because you'll start to really crave that celery juice flavor. So if you are nervous about tasting this, try that pineapple celery juice first, and then you can over time gradually decrease the amount of pineapple in it until you're just drinking celery juice in the mornings. Also though, that pineapple celery juice is an awesome juice that I'll drink that whenever. So it's not like pineapple is bad, but if you want the full maximum potency of celery juice and you want to drink it solo, that's a good introductory way to kind of start having celery juice. Second question is, how much do you need to make your morning celery juice? You want to shoot for around 16 ounces of celery juice in the morning. So I juice 1 head for each morning. Do what is available to you, do what you can do. If you can only do half, do half, but to really kind of experience the healing and all the max potency, it's recommended that you do 1 head each morning. Another question that I've been asked before is, can I just eat celery instead of drinking the juice? So although celery is awesome for you and it provides fiber, if you want to really experience these healing benefits that I was mentioning in this video, you want to go straight for the juice. So most of us will not be able to sit down and eat a head of celery every single morning. So making the juice is a quick way to get all of the nutritional benefits and healing properties from celery. So hopefully I have answered all of your celery juice questions. I'm gonna link all the resources I mentioned in this video below. And if you'd like to see more from me, please like and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you next week with another plant-based health and wellness video. Bye!